So the fruit that we saw on the hike, that is called the cashew apple, and the nut of the cashew is on the outside, so it sticks like this. And the fruit is harvested, but it is used for making alcohol because it doesn't travel too well. So they take it, they process it, make it into things like urak and feni, and it's delicious. On the other hand, the nut itself is in a green shell, and this fruit and the tree has this sap called Urushiol, which is kind of toxic and can cause irritation or like swelling and things like that. So you don't really want to consume it. So this, once you peel that off, it's basically the seed of the cashew tree, and if you plant this, it will grow. Like this is, I'm guessing this will grow into a root, and then this will grow into a cashew plant. But peeling this and then cooking it into a curry is very, very common here. And this green shell is processed. This green shell cashew is processed in two ways. This is the tender nut of the cashew plant, and when you peel it, it looks like this. But this also, on the outside of this, it usually has that green shell, and they have to take it off very, very carefully because this the sap is in between this and the green shell, and people who know what they're doing take it off, and then they sell them in the market like this. We bought about 100 pieces of this for about 300 rupees, and this has been soaked in water multiple times, maybe like 2 or 3 times. And now this tastes like a nice nutty, like a fresh nut. I'm eating. Now the other way that they process the nut out of the shell, and there's a whole bunch of health and safety stuff involved with this. It all has to be done by hand. You can Google this. There's lots of history and I guess like labor issues in this industry. But that green shell of the cashew with the cashew inside it is then taken off the fruit, and it is toasted in embers or in like a pan over a fire, and the heat kind of neutralizes the toxin, and this is what we get. This is the stuff that we buy in the market when we buy cashews. So these nuts are what I have soaked in water for maybe overnight, a little bit longer. And you can see the tops are drying off, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. You can also soak these in kombucha, and they behave exactly like a thickener, and they keep for ages. But because I want to turn this into like a vegan-ish cheese or a nut paste, this is what I'm doing. This is now nice and soft, and you can see it's kind of squishy because it's absorbed all the water and puffed up a little bit, softened, and this is what we're going to blend and make into a nut paste, cheesy type thing. Now the same way we did this, you can also just stuff a whole bunch of cashews into a jar, top it up with just plain kombucha, sour kombucha, whatever you have, and that will ferment the cashews, and you just stick it in the fridge, and that will ferment the cashews and also infuse them with kombucha flavor, and you can use it as a thickener and an emulsifier for things when you're cooking. You can add it into smoothies, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with it. So I always keep a jar of these in my fridge. Now we're just going to take this, we leave the water in here. I'll just transfer the water into this, soaking into a blender jar. And I will that is kombucha, which I'm just going to pour in a little bit just to make it easier to blend. And you can add any flavors in here at this point. I'm just going to do it plain and then taste it and see how we like it. So this is still a little bit coarse. I would go smoother. And at this point you can add in garlic, you can add in herbs, you can add in any flavor that you want. And if this tastes really good on its own, it's ready to eat. But you can also let it ferment a little bit more. You can get it to have a little bit of funk and get it more sour. And if you want it a little bit savory, then you can also add some salt into this. I would put some salt in it. Do some chives and garlic. Do like those French Boursin, I don't know how to pronounce it. Boursin, those type of cheeses.
Very nice. Nice texture and nice nutty flavor. Tastes almost like real cheese.